Right. Thanks everyone for joining. This is our November district advisor meeting. Um, Not too much to cover today. I'll just talk a little bit about where we're at with the fall window. Um, First, in talking about COVID-19, I do want to note that there has been a few more documents added to the Launch Nebraska website. Particularly the teacher and principal evaluation, professional learning, I think are probably both ones that every district should read. I don't believe they have any real effect on our advisor data collection, but just thought I'd let you know. Um, all right, moving on to advisor and our collection status. So at this point, our fall collection data is now all locked down. Um, so that's like membership, state aid, sped child count, E-rate, other stuff. I think that's probably the most important stuff. That's locked down. You can see those reports in Advisor. At this point, all 1920 data is now locked, except for post-grad activities that we will collect later this year. If you can still send us 1920 updates from the SIS, it doesn't hurt anything, but we're not really going to use that data at this point. Uh, Along with that, the grad cohort from 1920 data is now locked in. At this point, if there needs to be any changes, you would do it through a cohort change request. So that is the grad cohort data we will be releasing on the NEP, I believe. I want to say that's next week. So the next step for us on the NDE side is our help desk will follow up with a few district admins who haven't signed off. But basically, we're done at this point. There's still a few things that aren't up and running yet for 2021 because they weren't relevant for the fall. So I'd say probably over the next month, we will probably be getting these turned on. So we will start the building the 2021 graduation cohort data. We will get all the course stuff activated, like teacher course endorsements running for 2021, and like the CTE programs of study. Some of that stuff is already running, like your 2021 Perkins 5 data that's already running. You could look at that if you want. And just a reminder, we mentioned this before, but if there's anything from the workday you want to refer to, we have recordings of it available on our website here. All right, any questions about that so far? You can unmute yourself or put something in the chat if you had a question. One thing I should note, which I didn't write down here, but I did post the message in advisor validation. We haven't, so we have your updated 1920 data from the follow-up collection, but I have not yet worked the follow-up data into the 1920 year-end lock data. So I'll probably be doing that within the next week. And once I do that, I will update a message on the advisor validation website and let you know that then you'll be able to see the final version of your 1920 lock data. Yeah, Anna was asking about digital equity data. I do still think, last I heard, November 15th was still our target date. I don't know the details about what, where we're going to be using that. But as far as I know, yeah, we are hoping to get a good sample of student digital equity data by November 15th. And Cheryl, I imagine you're asking, is it okay if you don't have every student? I mean, it's still definitely better to send what you have. Okay for gears. So I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Cheryl.
This is Scott on the Gear Fund. So that data set is useful to us in our gear planning because some of that funding was allotted for expanding broadband service and availability. So that's one of the purposes for collecting the data. And so yes, I would say the answer is yes, that is okay for gears. That you've made a submission the best that you can.
All right. And is that data also, you're going to be pulling that now, Scott?
Well, I'm with all of you, I guess. Last I heard was November 15th. I think like all of the advisor data, it's collected ongoing, so it can continue to be submitted. And if more information comes in, that's useful. But I think the first look that we want to have at it is based on that November 15th snapshot.
Okay. Leo's asking, what about submitting some of the fields but not all? That is also okay. Speaking of, we do have some new reports and warnings on the advisor validation website about digital equity. The warnings, though, only trigger if you upload that field, and the warnings are just about making sure the fields are consistent. Like, if you don't have internet access, then you can't have good quality internet access. That doesn't make any sense. Stuff like that. But yeah, just any data that you can send up, I think would be better than none. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to get it for all your students, even if you are teaching in the classroom. I mean, obviously everyone last year had to go remote, and so that's kind of the purpose behind this. Although, yeah, and I'm not familiar with like Gears Fund, so I couldn't really answer about what's required for that kind of a fund. But yeah, I imagine you would want to submit that data even if you are teaching in classroom.
Yes.
The other thing is we still owe you CRDC reports. We have that almost ready. It's just we've been busy with fall stuff. So I expect we will get that out here. Any other questions about the collection window or digital equity?
Max, on that CRDC data, my understanding is you're sending everybody, but you'll just do that once, right? And then the district can go in and make whatever changes they need to make.
I guess I never assumed we would need to do it more than once.
I just don't want people to lose fixes they make on that side.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's just one submission from our end that we have not done yet. Kim, yeah, the digital equity stuff that does upload through Advisor, it's part of the student demographics record. Sandy, that's a good point. They have a device. but they don't use it for schoolwork. Yeah, well, we might have to think about that one then. Sandy, could you send us a ticket and describe that there? We'll talk about if we shouldn't have a warning for that one. I just send that to the advisor help desk. Thank you. Alrighty, moving on. Dashboard, really no update there. It is running with 2021 data. Vendor updates, I don't have anything from the vendors, but I just wanted to put out there that now that the fall window is over, a lot of fixes have gone out. I'll be taking some time to catch up on the certification test results and get those all corrected so they're caught up with where all the vendors are at right now. So vendors here probably in the next month, or maybe in December. I'll contact each of you and we'll go over the certification tests. Any vendors on the call? Is there any updates from anyone that you would like to share? I'll take that as a no. Things are probably very calmed down right about now that we're done with the windows. So, yeah, nothing from JMC. Good to hear, Greg. All right. I think that's all we have for today. Next meeting is December 9th. If anyone else has any questions, anything related to advisor, let me know. Otherwise, I think we'll call it for this month. Okay. Yep, I think we'll call it for today. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Max.
Max.